Welcome to the channel, everyone. So today, I guess, is the start of the modification, or kind of little light restoration of this trailer. And I got a few of the parts laid out here. Gonna go through my plan a little bit. I've already gone through the trailer, what it looks like and everything. So that was the intro video. Go check that out if you want to see the whole trailer kind of from the start here. So first thing I'm going to do is actually, I got new safety chain for it. Safety chain that's on it, it has been drug, and it's pretty bad. So I got some quick links here to be able to install new safety chain. This is grade 80, 3/8. So that's pretty heavy duty. I think that's what's on it. I got a new wiring plug for it with a wiring box. So that'll help wire the rest of the trailer a little more cleanly. I've got a electric hydraulic power unit here. Along with that, I got a ram. That is going to replace that pump cylinder in the front, because this is a tilt bed trailer. I'm going to be able to push the button on this remote up, down. Trailer's going to go up and down. Hopefully I'm going to get a wireless remote for that too, so I'll be able to drive up on this, and then as I'm still in the whatever I'm loading, I can drop it down. So that should be nice. Got some brackets here, new brackets to get the new cylinder on the trailer, mounted on the trailer. So yeah, also got some new fenders here. In the intro video I showed you they had some rust out. Really all that is the fenders are actually good. I think the fenders were replaced, but they're like crooked and they're not the same on each side and stuff. So I'm gonna cut those off. Actually, those are probably going to go on Dad's trailer, and I'm going to put these new fenders on. I actually got these locally. There's a guy making these, and I kind of dig the look, so I picked up a set, and we're going to get them on there. Also got in those boxes there, I got some aluminum wheels. But we'll probably show that another time. I'm not going to get to probably all this in this video. So I'm just going to do what I can do. I'll edit the video and I'll put them out as I get things done. So, oh yeah, I'm probably going to get this toolbox took off. That's just got 4 bolts in it. And 4 bolts where the winch used to be. You can see there's a door they had in there where they could open that up and use the winch. But I'm going to take this box off. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I'm going to change up the front of this trailer a little bit. And I'm thinking about putting like a flip up or hidden winch in the front. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm going to get to doing that safety chain. Maybe work my way back, get the toolbox off, get some of this stuff done. Okay, I'm going to start out with this safety chain. You can see the thing is broken. They got a stupid end, really terrible end on this thing. I'm not even sure that's rated for enough weight. But look at, you can see this is ground down, and it's super thin. So this is a no-go. Hopefully I'm never going to need safety chain, but I got to put some new on here. Just going to cut the link because this is welded on. Just going to cut the link. Got my vice grip here. I'll hold it, cut this side, turn it around, cut the other side, and get rid of this junk. Get ready for the new stuff. Also, I have my grinder out here. This, I don't know what this bracket here is for. Here, it's got a funny bolt in it. I can't find anything to fit it. It's like a star bit, but it's not a normal star bit. It's a self tapper. I'm going to cut a slot in that to make it like a standard deal. Got my impact, kind of heavy duty standard screwdriver deal, and hopefully I'm going to pop that out. Like I said, it's just a self tapping screw, so we'll clean that up while I'm doing this. Just going to grind a slot in this, try to get this out first. Well, that didn't work at all. Just grind it off, I guess. And that's how you do it. Okay, here's my new chain. I'm actually going to shorten this up, but I'm just going to show you here how I'm going to install it. I got this quick link, they call these, stainless. It's 3/8. It's rated heavy duty. This should do the job. I'm just going to, you hook the chain, then it barely goes on here. Then you screw on the quick link. I'll tighten it down with a wrench, and there you go. Your safety chain is fixed. And do the same thing to the other side. Again, I'm going to shorten this a little bit because I don't need my chain dragging. I'll just wreck another set of chain. They do have holders. If you're dragging your chain, they got these little holders that actually hold your chain up. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I'm just going to shorten this a little bit. That way it'll keep it up off the ground. You never want to twist. A lot of people will twist their chains up. And I did that myself just to get this thing home without dragging the chain. They'll twist the chain up to shorten it. You never want to do that. When you twist the chain, you compromise the weight rating. So that's not the way to do it. And there we go. Nice, safe safety chain. Not that difficult to change out. You can see I did shorten them like 5 links, I think. I mean, even if the trailer you had to hook up that was, I don't know, 6 inches back, you're still going to have no problem. You can probably go further back than that. You still shouldn't have any trouble with that chain. I'm not sure why they got to be 30 some inches. That seems ridiculous. But anyway, it's my trailer, setting it up for my truck. Throwing away this junk. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so thankfully this toolbox is just bolted on there. It was just 4 bolts. Actually, the winch bolts, the bolts they use to hold the winch in place is all that held that on there. So they do have a plate of steel under that toolbox, which, you know, the toolboxes are aluminum. When you do something like this, it does help to bolt something or give them support underneath them. But now I got to go along and cut all that out because they got that welded to the deal. So get my grinder out, start cutting this out. Okay, so this thing's barely, it was barely tacked on there. That's a lot heavier than I thought. That's a heavy gauge piece of steel there. I might be able to reuse that for something else. That is a heavy piece of steel. So next, I think I'm going to cut these off. Then I'm going to work on this winch mount. I mean, it's only welded on the outside here, and it don't look very good. The welds it doesn't even look like it penetrated. So like I said before, I wouldn't, you could probably use that for a winch point. I wouldn't. So I'm going to cut the rest of the stuff out, and I'll come back. Okay, so I got everything cut off. Everything was pretty easy. The guy that welded this mount on this trailer shouldn't be welding winch mounts. It didn't even like penetrate. It was just like welded on top. You know, you might have been able to get away with that right here if you're pulling like rolling loads and stuff like that. I mean, just a horrible welding job for something as important as a winch. Same with everything else on here that was welded really poorly. I mean, it made it easier for me to get it off because the welds, they were just, you know, just sitting on top there. So yeah, I really need to take that ram out and get ready to cut those mounts out. Now those, that's a really good weld up here. That's a factory deal. Down here, it looks like good welds, but should be able to, it's easy access. Right here it's kind of in a 90-degree deal, so it's a little harder to get to, but yeah, it's I'll get my grinder out and I'll keep on grinding. Okay guys, so got the ram off. That was just bolted on, and you can see I've got brackets cut off, front and back. There's those big ones there. That was a little fun getting that off. Again, those are factory welds, very good welds. So it was much more difficult to get those off. But one thing I found is I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you or not, but on here, where that bracket was sitting, junk, they didn't like weld it all the way. So like junk got in there, and there's some pinholes there. This is a very thick wall piece of steel here. I could probably get away with welding it up. It does look like it's a little bent. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it. I was going to use this piece of metal here, but it's just like an inch too short. Oh, another thing that they did, I hope you can see that. They didn't go all the way to the end. They didn't angle this and go all the way to the end. It's just this, they just straight cut it, which I don't understand that. That also allowed stuff to get inside there and start rusting it. It's full. I got my finger in there and it's just full of debris. So I'm going to spend the time and cut that out. That's going to be fun getting that out. They got good welds, but it's also hard to get my grinder up in there. I may have to get the plasma cutter out, slice that out. So okay, so that was fun. Got the plasma cutter out to kind of go up in there, cut this thing out. Still, I'm going to have to do a bunch of grinding under there to clean it up. But it is what it is, I guess. I thought this was like 3/16 wall, but it looks like 1/4 inch. So I'm not sure we're going to have anything that thick wall just laying around. I had this square piece that's nice, but it's not 1/4 inch, it's 3/16. So okay, so had to go pick up a new piece of steel. That is a 3x3 1/4 inch wall. It's bigger than what was on there. This is a 2x3 is what come off of it. It's maybe slightly bowed. So you know what? I went through all this work. Let's put something in there that's stronger than what I pulled out. Probably didn't even need to pull that out. It is compromised a little bit by rust, and they didn't angle cut it, so it wasn't like supported completely. Maybe that had something to do with it bending, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to upgrade to a 3x3 in there. I've got it angle cut. I've got an angle cut, so I'm going to be able to weld all the way around it. I'm not sure why that other piece wasn't like that. It was just straight cut. It wouldn't have took much more metal or anything to angle cut that, but whatever. Maybe after you're making so many trailers, you save some money doing that, but I ain't got to save no money. It might weigh a little bit more too, but I mean, a couple pounds maybe, something like that. More strength is worth it. So I'm going to get this tacked in here so I can get my clamps off. Got some easy tacks there that I can cut off if this doesn't work out. I get everything tacked in. I'm using the big welder here. It's going to really burn this metal in for some structure. Okay, so one final shot for today's video. Actually got my bracket for the ram on the front tacked on. That is actually the original bracket that was there. I drilled it out to 3/4 to be able to use this ram with that bracket, and I put it back where it was. Cleaned it up, put it back where it was. Got these mounts tacked in, front mounts. I may put a brace underneath that to help hold some load. The only reason I wouldn't want to do that is it's going to hold junk. It's going to hold dirt and crap. But we'll see. I'm pretty happy with this now. I'll weld all this up off camera. And then the next video, probably doing my hydraulics. Getting the electric hydraulic pump here. Probably mount it in the tongue there somewhere. And yeah, I really haven't even looked at this thing to see what kind of mounts it has, but it doesn't look like it has much for mounts. But anyway, we'll be getting that installed. Got to put a battery up there too to be able to run this, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video here. Stay tuned for some more on it.